Hey guys, and welcome to the last video of the year. So first of all, just a little housekeeping. Trade Ideas is actually having a 25% off sale. So if you guys are interested to the tool that I use for scanning, trading, back testing, technical analysis, auto trading, the whole 9 yards, there'll be a link and description right under the video. That will save you 25%. It's good deal, so it's a good chance to pick it up. Second of all, for a little housekeeping, I will be gone all of next week and possibly the week after. I may do some kind of live trading, or I might upload something different, but for this particular series, I'm just not going to trade those weeks. If you look at your calendar, right, you've got the next week's got a half day and a day off right in the middle, and then the week after that has a half day and a day off right in the middle. So to be honest, unless you're just scalping an opening range gap type play and that's all you do, take it off and recharge and use it to do other productive things. If you still want to focus on trading, back test scenarios, read different things, study some random trading style you never heard before, and maybe broaden your horizons that way. But I wouldn't really spend the time actually trading, to be perfectly honest. Very thin and kind of dangerous markets. So taking a look at what we did, again, if you're new to this series, I use some algos that I've back tested that show some different scenarios based on a 5-day hold. I take those, I filter them down, I make a list of 8 stocks, I give you that on the weekend, and then I trade them throughout the week, and then I show you how they were traded by the auto trader during the week. And generally I give you a list for the next week, but to be honest, because I'm not entering any positions, there won't be anything. So probably what will happen is the week before kind of things start trading again, I'll do a video that won't obviously have any performance, but it will just be what I'm watching there. So yeah, essentially what we are looking for is here on the SPY to start with, essentially just a continuation of the uptrend. It's slow going, right? The open of the week was here, and then the end was here, and then all this was chop. But again, low volume times, holidays coming out, lots of news. Things are just kind of indecisive through here. So, watch the short-term moving average, watch this last breakout area, watch the 310 area that has been kind of important here for a few days. But other than that, it's just an undeniably crazy strong bull trend that will have to stop at some point to rest, but no way of knowing when that is. So next here, what we traded this week. This is changing a little bit because it's right after when the market closed my time, just 18 minutes ago. But this, at the end of the day, when I closed out, was about $6, so $600 per 100 shares traded. I hope you guys like the new layout. It was just a little feedback that I got that my screen was a little cluttered, so I just simpled it down. First was Beyond Meat. To be honest, I am still long I'm still long this in another account. I'm kind of doing a video on that now, where essentially what I'm looking at, you can actually see my stop loss here for that other account, but essentially what I'm looking at is this downtrending line, right? Hit here, and here, and then this basically, give or take, a lower bottom. The theory being that these descending triangles, when they actually break the trend line out or do a bear trap and then go, they actually have a lot higher win rates and profit potentials than playing the triangles the way most textbooks have described, where they go back just like this. There's generally more profit to actually be had playing them the other way. So that's basically the theory behind that. And then if we go out, we just see that it's pretty near where the IPO price was. We had the first day of the IPO down here, and then it just chopped around this area for a bit. So it's support before, and you can see that I'm in and looking at this new feature that TradeID has put in, which is great. It actually will tell you how much I'm risking right around this area when I drag my stop around. So if I do this, right, it says, okay, if I down there, that's 4,000 and that's way too much. I'm looking for about $1,000 I want to risk. And, I know that that's roughly in that area. And it does the same with profit targets. So if I had a line up here, it would say, okay, you're going to make $500 if it gets to this area or wherever. But mainly I like to use it for the risk to make sure that this number isn't, something that I didn't expect. But that's what we were looking at there. This really, it was down about 50 cents, I think, at the market close. So a whole lot of nothing, and just cost us a little bit of money there. MCK, essentially the theory behind MCK here was just looking at a bear flag, right? So we had this big kind of push down here, and then this sideways chop, and this was at an area of kind of a lot of resistance up here. So we were kind of just looking for a continuation of that bear flag, and that's pretty much exactly what we got. Went right down to the 200-day moving average and then bounced. Hindsight, if I was kind of managing these a little more actively, I probably would take a look there, but that is not the rules. The rules are to close them on Friday. Spot, again, another one that made us look like a genius for a bit there and then pulled back. Ended up getting, I think it was $1 something out of it when the market closed. But really, in the grand scheme of things, right, that's just a lot of chop. So we just kind of got lucky on the chop out there. And then TPX was another great one where it just actually opened right at where our stop limit was, pulled back just enough to get us in, and then it was kind of off to the races. So that was a good one there. Again, the theory was just kind of this had a gap up and it was holding in this area. You could call that an inverse head and shoulders, but basically I was just looking at it. It filled the gap, and then it looked like it was wanting to push a little higher. So that is what we're looking at for this week in stocks. Take a little look at crypto here. Really kind of the most recent tale of crypto is the tale of this spike, right? So I had been watching this area here, and when it broke down in through there, I took a little bit of a short. Then it chopped sideways and pushed down lower. I took out some of my profits, but not all. In hindsight, that obviously would have been better in this area. I figured if we broke this, that it would continue lower. Then it just did this kind of reversal out of the blue here, and it stopped out the back half. So my entry was about here, and this was about the first exit, and then the second exit was just about here. So now what do I think of it? Still... It's interesting because I've been doing a lot of studying with the CMT and different academic organizations about RSI divergences. So it's something that I'm going to study a little bit more before I put it in my trading, but rare but powerful signals when they happen. So first thing is this big green candle that came out of the blue. This all happened in, maybe an hour or two. Kind of shocked everybody because it was looking like it was going to be just a little dead cat bounce and then a rollover. But when this buying power came in, or this buying pressure, it just came in very, very fast and very, rip your face off type rally. And then when you see a move like that, you always want to wait and say, okay, well, what's the next move? But we're a couple hours till this daily candle closes, and we see just a little inside day and then what looks like it's going to be another little inside day. So I am looking actually to go long if we get above this little area with a stop just down here. The theory being that if this RSI divergence, if that ends up being something that really rockets this thing the way it is, that's great. If not, if I had been short at all through here and I missed kind of getting out in this spike, what I would do is I would just put my stop up here and say, okay, if it rolls over from here, that's great. But if it turns back up, I think, that's where I would stop out. So I always look at that. That's the way I look at trading, is where would my stop be? My stop would be here. So I need to keep an eye on that as a potential long entry price. So we will keep an eye on that. It'll be interesting to see. I'll see you guys again in maybe 2 weeks. I'm going to Cuba. So the internet there is awful, and my cell phone doesn't work, so I'm getting as far off the grid as I possibly can. Recharge, maybe come up with some ideas. 2020, I really want it to be about this channel. I want to start actually putting more time and energy into that and the mentoring programs and this kind of stuff. So, stay tuned for that, and a Merry Christmas to everyone and a Happy New Year.